So, you want to go to Disney World, but you're scared of giant mice. Well, that's really unfortunate. Hey guys, welcome back to TutsByKai. I'm Kai, and today we're back once again taking a look at how to make this cool text-style intro or graphic or title or whatever you want to call it. We're going to get started today. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and drag a box over top of our cube and our lamp. Hit delete on our keyboard. Grab our camera by left-clicking it. Hit Alt-G to clear the location and Alt-R to clear the rotation. Hit R and then X, and then on your numpad, on the numbers on the right-hand side of the keyboard, hit 9 and then 0 to rotate the camera on the X-axis 90 degrees. Hit Enter to confirm that, and then we can go ahead and hit G, Y to move the camera backwards like this, so that we have some space to work with the text a little bit. Hit 0 on the numpad to go to the camera's view, and hit Shift A and search for a text object. Now, next thing we need to do is hit R and then X and then 90 once again to rotate it so we can actually see it, so it's not laying down on its like flat. Hit Enter to confirm that. Hit Tab to go into edit mode so you can change what the text says. So for this tutorial, I'm just gonna go ahead and make it say text. So we're just gonna leave it the way that it is, but we're gonna do each letter individually. So we're gonna go ahead and hit backspace 3 times and get rid of the T, X, and E. Hit Tab once again, sorry, to go back out of edit mode so we can like change things with the text, because you can't change them in edit mode. Go to the font tab here. Scroll on down until you find the geometry. Well, you have to scroll down, but go until you find the geometry and font tab. Let's open up a font here. I'm gonna hit this little folder icon, and it's gonna open up this big old dialog here. It's gonna show me all of my fonts, wherever that is on your computer. I'm gonna go ahead and scroll down until I find a font that I want. I want a really basic font. Let's go ahead and do something like let's just do like a basic impact or something, and we'll stretch it or something. So hit SX. I'm gonna stretch it out like that. Now you can see the text is not in the center, so if we were to go ahead and hit hit R to rotate this, it would rotate around the center point, which is not what I want. I want it to rotate on the center of the text. So let's go ahead and go scroll on down until we get to alignment. Change the horizontal alignment from left to center, and then change the vertical to center as well. So you can see now that it is directly in the center of the text. When we double tap R, you can see that it rotates on the text instead of like away from it. So it looks good now. Nice. With all that done, the text is really flat. If you go ahead and pan around, you can see if I click my middle mouse button, if I click the scroll wheel, you can see that I can pan around here, but it's really, really flat, which does not look how I want it to be. So let's go ahead and open up geometry and change the extrude value to something a bit higher so that it has a little bit more meat to it. There you go. Look at that right there. With that done, I think I'm gonna put it on just 0.10, by the way. There we go. With that done, the next thing I want to do is go ahead and add some variation to this. So if we look at this, if we add a material to this, it'll all be the same exact material. Let's go to the material tab, hit this little drop down, open up this material right here, and then we can just change the color to like a solid white instead of the white that it was. It was like a gray. And then we can like do other things to it, but I want to go ahead and do something special. So let's go ahead and hit Shift D to duplicate this text. Right click to cancel the movement though. Go back to the font tab and hit the extrude value. Just click it up by 1, just 1. So it's a little, you see how it's a little bit longer? We need to be a little bit shorter. So let's go ahead and actually pull it down, not push it up. So let's go maybe 0.095, maybe 0.90. I'm trying to get right to the edge. So you see this little line that we're seeing here? I want this to be as close to the front of the text as possible. So let's go ahead and do 0.97, 0.98, and I think that's probably as close as I want to get to the front. Yeah, okay, that's good. Nice, sweet. So with that done, you can see that we have another text over top of the other text. But to see this, instead of it being glitched like this, to see it, we need to go ahead and turn the offset up just by a little bit. So you can see if we turn the offset up, it'll like poke out, so like you can, it's like further out and more extruded or whatever you want to call it than the other text, but it's too much now. It's too much. I only want it to be right on the edge to make it look like the outsides or the not the front or the back is a different color. So let's go ahead and turn the offset value down to maybe 0.001. Maybe 0.0005 2, maybe even 1, for God's sakes. Yeah, okay, there we go. Nice. So the extrude value is, maybe we'll do 99 actually. I mean, we might as well try it. There we go. Okay, so that's about as close as you could possibly get to it. So the offset value is 0.0001 and the extrude is 0.099. So there we go. Now this is going to be different numbers depending on the font or the size that you make it or whatever. But for my text and for my size and for all these things, then these are my values. So let's go ahead, and now we have two different objects here. If we go to material viewport shading, you can see that it's the same material. So let's go ahead and grab the outside one. Go to the material tab, scroll up and hit this little 3 button and change this to outside. And then we can go to the other material and change it to inside. So we don't get confused. Let's go back to the outside and change the color. So let's go ahead and make this maybe a darker gray color. There you go. So you can see what it's done now, which is this. Looks really cool. Now with that, I'm going to turn the metallic all the way up, turn the specular all the way up, and turn the roughness down a little bit. Now we're going to add some other material stuff this later on, but for now we'll leave it the way that it is. So let's go ahead and right click. Oh, sorry, not right click. Select the outside text. Hold down Shift. Select the white text, which is the inside text. Hit Control P to parent these to object. So now when we grab the white text, you can see, when we grab the white text, it moves the other text as well. When we rotate it, it all works nice like that. So that's really cool. That's what we needed. There we go. With that done, now we have everything I want to get done. I do want to add maybe a little bit of stuff to the white text here. So let's go ahead and turn up specular, turn down roughness a little bit. There we go. I think that's good enough for now. Now with that done, I do want to duplicate these out, but we need to animate it first. So let's go ahead and change our start frame to 0, and then go to the 0 frame. All we have to do is add in a keyframe. We don't have to actually animate anything yet. So let's go ahead and hit I location. Nice. And with that done, actually I don't want to add location to both of them, just the white one. So let's grab the white one, hit I location. Nice. Now with that done, we can go ahead and duplicate these over. But the problem is that it's going to actually, let's undo that. We'll do that. We'll do it again once we get things rolling. But for now, we need to go ahead and move all the letters over. So let's hit 0 to go into the camera's view. Hit S to scale the text up. Hit GX to move it over, and then just drag a box over top of both of these. Hit Shift D to duplicate them. Hit GX to move it over, and the same thing twice more. So we're just gonna go ahead and create 3 letters here. Obviously there's gonna be the letters T, E, X, T. Let's go ahead and hit Tab to change this to an E. Hit backspace, change to an E, an uppercase E. And the same thing with the secondary fonts. There we go. Same thing with this. Grab the second one, X, and then we can just leave that a T, obviously. So now we have all this set up. Let's go ahead and maybe move these over to where I want them to be. Something like that, and put it roughly in the center. There we go. You'll love to see it. Now with this done, we can go ahead and insert I location. Oh wait, no, I don't want to do it for all of them, just for the white text. So hold down Shift, select only the white pieces, hit I location. Nice. With that done, now we can split our window into 2 by going ahead and moving our cursor up into the top left until it turns into a plus, and then just clicking and dragging until it is moving over like that. Change this little box up here to the graph editor. Nice. Now you can see we have all of these orange things that pop up here. Now the only thing we need to worry about is the text transform dialogues. So let's hit this little open button over here, and just click this little arrow, and then just scroll down. Oh, not sorry, move your mouse down while you're still holding left mouse button. You can see it opens up all of these X, Y, and Z locations. Now we need to add in a modifier for all of these. So because we didn't do this before we duplicated them, we have to duplicate and copy them to each one of these. But that's okay though, because I want to change the settings for each and every one anyway, so they all look a little different, so they don't just like follow the same noise pattern. So let's go ahead, and you can see what I mean in a second here. Let's go ahead and go to the first X location, change the modifier, hit noise, and then change the scale up. So let's go ahead and hit play, so we can see what this looks like. Now I do want to go ahead and go to the main tab here, the secondary tab, change the frame rate to 60. so it looks a little smoother. And we can change our in-frame like 500 or something like that, so we have a little bit more room to mess around with. Nice. With that done, we'll go ahead and change the scale first. Let's change the scale to maybe 10, so it like moves a little bit more. But we can change the scale, the strength to 0.2. Maybe the scale to maybe 50. There you go. The scale to 50, and maybe we can turn the strength up just a wee bit. We can change it to 2. It's fine on 2, I think. Nice. With that done, we're gonna go ahead and hit this little copy button right there. Go to the Y location, hit paste, and the only thing we're gonna do is just change the offset. So just change the offset to a random number, and the same thing with the Z. Put that there, random number, just so it's not the same exact thing. And then the same thing with each and every single one of these. So we just hit the little paste button, and then change the offset. We're gonna go negative for this one. Same thing for the Y, paste, change the offset to a random value. In Z, paste, change the offset to a random value. So you can see where we're going with this. I'm gonna go ahead and do all of these, and I want to stress that it's very important that all of these look different, or else it's gonna look like all of the letters are just moving together with each other. So it's very important that these look different. So if you happen to scroll to a random number and it still starts moving the same direction coincidentally, then please make sure you change it so it won't look like it's like the letters are stuck together. The point of this is that all the letters are like they're independent and they're all floating on their own. So there we go. We have something that looks like this so far, and this is the last thing I have to do. So you can see that the black is kind of disconnecting a little bit from the little from the T, which the reason it's doing that is because we actually have created a keyframes for these. So I've actually added modifiers for these on accident. So let's actually undo that and then make sure the white one is selected by clicking that, like there we go. And then we can go ahead and paste all of these in play. There we go. There we go. So I accidentally clicked the darker text there, which was a little strange. So let's go ahead and make sure all of those look good and fine. Yeah, okay. So there we go. That was strange. I was like, why is the black one moving on its own? Alright, cool. We're all set and ready to go. Now we can do the same exact thing that we just did, but instead we can do it with rotation keyframes. So hold down Shift, select all of the white letters, go to the first frame, hit I, rotation. Now make sure you add these keyframes in this box, because if you do it in this one, it will not do the same thing. So if you hit I over here, it will only insert keyframes on this over here. Make sure your cursor is inside the box of the workspace and not the graph editor when you hit I on your keyboard to insert rotation keyframes. Just a little tip, just in case something is acting weird on your end. Let's go ahead and hit this little paste button. And now the rotation is going to be a little bit different. Oh, maybe it doesn't. It looks kind of good the way that it is, actually. Maybe just a little bit more strength. Maybe 5.5. Yeah, something like that, maybe. There we go. That's good. Let's copy this. And then we can do the same thing for rotation to all of these. It's going to be the same exact process. So I shall be right back after I have completed this. Alright, as you can see, I have created the rotations for each and every one of the letters here. You can see that they are looking really, really good. They're all moving on their own. They're looking really good. Now the only thing that I want to do is I want to go ahead and maybe do a little bit more animating to the location of these. So let's go ahead and grab the all of the text. Actually, we'll grab all of it. So hold down Shift, select all of the white front caps, and then go to the 0 frame. Hit G. Actually, we can go ahead and go to maybe frame 10. Hit I, location, and then go back to the frame 0. Hit G, Z to move these up out of the camera's view, and then hit I, location. Now you can see that the text comes down super fast. Now I want this to be kind of bouncy and kind of like upbeat. So let's go ahead, and when the text comes down initially, it'll go a little bit further than this line, the center line. And then it'll bounce back up. So let's go maybe frame 50, hit I, location, and then go back to frame 10, and then we'll just hit GZ to pull these down a little bit. So it looks like it bounces down. Left click to confirm that, and hit I to insert a location keyframe. Let's go back to the beginning and watch this. So you hit play. It goes down, but it doesn't come up fast enough. So let's go ahead and grab this 50 frame and hit G to move it to frame 30. Maybe that's a little quicker. Maybe it can just be on frame 20, really. Yeah, potentially. That looks pretty decent. I like that. Now maybe frame 40, hit I, location, and maybe we'll move frame 20 up a little bit. Hit GZ, move it up a little bit, I, location, play it. Oh, there we go. A little bit of bounce on there. Looks pretty good. I like that. Looks very nice. Now, the other thing that I want to do is I want to make it so that the letters get a little bigger when they do that. So let's go ahead and go to frame 30, hit I, scaling, go to frame 0, hit I, scaling, and then on frame 10, I want these things to be kind of massive, but I don't want them to scale like this and just get bigger. I want each individual letter just to get bigger. So let's go ahead and change this up here to from global. Wait, no, not that. This little button right here, from median to individual origins. Now, if you hit S to scale, you can see that they will just get bigger on their own, which is exactly what I want. So hit I, scale, and then you can play this again. You can see what it looks like. There you go. So they get kind of bigger and they go right back on down to the size they were. So that looks really good. And now, of course, we can do like a little out animation as well. So let's go ahead and go to maybe frame 180. So 480, sorry. Hit I, location, and then on frame 500, we'll just pull them down like this. Hit I, location. There we go. So now you can see it kind of loops because it comes from the top. But let's go ahead and grab our camera. Go to the camera tab. Go to viewport display, change passer par 2 to 100, or just 1 rather. So there you go. You can see now this is what we get, but you can see what I want to do is I want to change the camera angle because it's kind of boring. The camera just kind of stays right where it is. So the way we're going to do that is we're going to go ahead and just move this around. So let's go ahead and grab maybe 35, something like that. Hit maybe frame. We'll just do frame 50 for now. So hit frame 50, hit I, select our camera, then hit I, location, and then we'll also do I, rotation. Now on the 0 frame, I'm gonna go ahead and open up this tab on the right hand side, and we're gonna go to view and change camera to view. Now with that done, I wanna go ahead and go and maybe turn our passer par 2 up a little bit, just down a little bit, so we can actually see some things, so I can see where the text is in correlation to where I'm looking. So what this does, this camera to view, is makes it so that I can just click the middle mouse button and pan around the camera like this, so it actually moves the camera. I'm gonna go ahead and hold down G, and then just move the camera around like this, just like how I'm moving. And then we'll hit I, rotation, I, location, I, rotation. Now you see when we play this, it moves like this, so it has a little bit more of an angle when it starts. So it does like that, but I don't really like that angle that it's at, so let's go ahead and move it like this. I'm gonna turn on automatic keyframing, so I'm gonna hit this little button, and when we move things, it'll put a keyframe automatically. So let's go ahead and just do that and move it over. You can see that it does something like that. Yeah, okay, cool, that's fine. And I just wanted to, yeah, okay, maybe that's a little too slow. Maybe we'll put on frame 10 actually. Okay, quick camera motion. Yeah, you can really even tell. Yeah, there we go. Okay, cool. And then maybe we'll just do the rest of the motion. Okay, there we go. Nice. Let's turn automatic keyframing off and turn camera to view off as well. Now we have this just a slight little camera animation where you can see the side of them when they come in like that, which looks a little bit better. Now what I want to do, one of the final things for the animation part is I want to go ahead and what do I want to do? Actually, I think I don't know if I want to add in make the camera look like it's moving around. I'm not really sure if that's what I want to do. So we won't. Let's go ahead and actually that's going to be it for the animation. Then if I don't do that, I don't want to make it look like the camera's moving because you won't be able to see because it's in an empty space anyway, and the text is already moving on its own. So I think it might be overkill. So let's go ahead and click and drag this window into 2 once again by putting our cursor to the top left and then just clicking and dragging until you see a plus. Left click and drag. There you go. Nice. Change this to the shader editor. Yeah, there we go. Nice. And then we'll just drag this away because we don't need it. Now with the darker text here, I'm going to click one of the darker text and hit period on the numpad to zoom into it like that. Now I want to go ahead and give this some texture. Let's go ahead and hit Shift A and we'll search for a noise texture like that. Make sure it's noise texture. And then we go ahead and hook the color up to the metallic. We might do the roughness actually, but up to the metallic for now. And then we're going to hit scale, and then we'll turn the detail all the way up. We'll do roughness maybe. We'll do roughness. There we go, like that. There we go, nice. And then we'll change the, maybe we'll scale down a little bit. The roughness, almost all the way up. Distortion, a little bit of that. We'd love to see some distortion. Nice, that's what I want. And I do believe I want to turn this color to an even darker color. Like that. There we go. And I also want to make this look like it's a little bit bumpy. So let's go ahead and hit Shift A and we'll search for a bump node like that. Hook the normal up to the normal. And then we'll hook up the noise texture. So grab this, hit Shift D to duplicate it, pull it down here, and then put the factor into the height like that. So you can see that once we do that, it should be looking kind of good. There we go. Now it's a little bit too much, so we're gonna go ahead and try and knock it down a little bit. If I turn the strength down a little bit, maybe strength down and the distance down, that's what's really gonna help us out. Let's go maybe 0.02 perhaps. That looks a little bit better. There we go. Something like that. Nice. And we can also hit invert. What does that look like? Does it look better or worse? Sometimes it looks better, sometimes it looks worse. Depends on what you're making. I think it looks basically the same in this case. So we might as well just leave it. I'm going to scale of the original noise down to maybe 5, and then this one is to 5 as well. These have to match, or else it's going to look weird. Still might be a little too big. Maybe 3. Something like that. There you go. That's fine. That's good. I like that. Nice, 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 nice. With the white text in the front, I also kind of want to do something special for this. So let's go ahead and just add in a quick noise texture. And then we'll just put this on the, maybe we'll add metallic to this as well, actually. You won't be able to see it too much because it is white. So let's go ahead and maybe just drop it down a little bit so you can see for a little bit. Detail all the way up, roughness, very high, distortion, high. Turn the detail, the scale down like 3 as well, though. There we go. And then we'll turn this back up to white, even though you won't, turn this back up to white, even though you won't really be able to see it too well. Oh, you can see it. You can definitely see it a little bit. Yeah, it's definitely worth a little bit of a thing here. Now I want to also put in some. Maybe we'll put this on roughness instead. Actually, I want to put in some stuff so it looks like it's a little bit not as shiny in some areas. And we'll also we'll just hook it up to metallic as well. Might as well. That should look really good. There we go. Oh yeah, it does look really good. Nice, cool, 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 cool. It's a very subtle effect on the white pieces. We might be able to get away with doing the same bump techniques on the front-facing white text. So let's go ahead and let me do color actually. Into height, question mark, there we go. Nice. I think that should work out pretty well. If not, we can always just get rid of it. Turn the distance down a little bit. All right, there. Is that too much though, is the question? I don't think that it is. I think it looks pretty good actually. I'm not gonna lie. That looks decent. I like that. That looks nice. All right, so with that done, let's go ahead and maybe wrap this up a little bit. We are looking pretty good. I want to go ahead and close this up now because we're done with that. Now for the background, I just want to do like a darker blackish color, and then we need to do the lighting, of course. So let's go ahead and hit Shift A, search for a light point, and then hit GY, GZ, move it up a little bit. Go to render viewport shading, see what it looks like. And we might actually do a couple of lights. Like hit Shift D, make one down here. Shift D, make one down here. You know, maybe one way down here, in the back, like that. I do want things to be a little bit backlit as well. So let's go ahead and hit Shift D, make one light back here. And I might make this actually a sun lamp. Hit RX to rotate it on the X-axis, maybe from a little bit of a top-down kind of angle. Change the strength up. Change it. Okay, there we go. Nice. There we go. So I think it looks pretty good. Nice. Yeah, that's good. I like that. That's nice. That's good. That's good. That's good. So hit Shift D, and then we'll just kind of maybe make 3 of these. And I think I want to have one of them be like a little yellowish. This right hand one will be a little bluish. I'm kind of mixing colors, as you can see. Like it's kind of giving a little mixed vibe, which looks good. And then we'll do the same thing over here. So this will be a little tiny bit bluish, and this will be a little tiny bit bluish. I should just duplicate the color, so we'll just grab this, duplicate back over. This one will be a little tiny bit, maybe yellowish. Maybe we'll just make them all bluish, except for the top one. We'll leave this one white. Yeah. There we go, nice. That's pretty cool. And then when we place it, maybe we'll just make the entire background black, actually. Something like that. I think it's pretty lit. I mean, we can get away with that, I think. Potentially. Yeah, I think it looks good. I think it looks fine. Nice. Cool, I love the bump on that. Looks really, really cool. But yeah, so that's basically going to be it for today's tutorial. Just for some text, a little bit of text going on, a little bit of good vibes. I do like this quite a bit, and you can add this for a little overlay. As you can see, go to film, check transparent. You can put this as a little overlay on something, some kind of intro, something going on for a title, some sort of thing like that. And to render this really quickly, transparently, you're going to want to go down to PNG, change this from FFmpeg video. Go to encoding, make sure this is set to FFmpeg video codec number 1, and then make sure RGBA is checked, and also make sure you have this transparent set as well. And then just go ahead and go to render animation, and you are good to go. Fully good for that whole animation there. So that is basically it, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you guys enjoyed it. There's 2 videos on the screen right now. You can go ahead and click either one of those. Really appreciate you guys for watching, supporting the channel as always. If you're not already subscribed, make sure you do so. If you don't have the bell on, what are you doing, guys? Listen, you don't always get notifications sometimes. Make sure you get notifications by clicking that bell. Also, let me know down in the comments below what you want to see in the future. Let me know if you like this, and I will see you in the next video. Appreciate you guys so much. Take care. But for now, bye-bye.